Alright people, we got a do-it-yourself tire swing coming up here. First of all, I want to show you the parts. Hey people, I got a little home improvement project for you today, and it seems, me being a know-it-all, I made a little mistake, and I'm going to show you that. That's just some bolts right there. They're about, I don't know, I forgot the exact measurements, but they go to these. They're going to run through there into the tree. And these here are just D-rings. Like I said, I'm going to mount them around the tree and run the rope through them. And that'll be nice and secure, and then run the rope into this double-headed eye hook. Eye bolt, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to fasten the chains together with that, and it doesn't make sense right now, but I'll show you. And this was all about $40. So I'll show you what we're talking about here. It's pretty easy, and make sure you check for cheaper rope. This was $10 for 25 feet, and the brake strength is 6,800 pounds, so we got almost triple the value of that Home Depot cut crap. So I'm going to go get some of it assembled, and I'll show you what we got going. Show you what we got so far. This chain was $1.15 a foot, and it's just a simple little U-bolt. It came with this bracket and the nuts, so they were about 60 cents a piece. And like I said, I just got 3 of them going, and I'll show you what's next. As you can see, it turned out awesome. It was really easy. I'm not so good at do-it-yourself videos because it's already done, so hopefully I already did the parts list video. But like I said, it's really easy. You just drill, this is a U-bolt, you get it at Home Depot for about 30 cents. You just drill the width of the U-bolt and hammer it in there. I got 2 links of the chain. The only improvement I can see is if you get a single one of these bolts here, these circular ones that go like that, they're called eye bolts or eye hooks or something like that, and you just drill one of them into there, and you leave that circle part open and up, and then you can connect an S-hook in there. If you don't know what an S-hook is, just go ask them at Home Depot, and then you can connect the chain to an S-hook, so then you won't have it flat like this. I think this is a little more secure because this is going through 2 links, and there's a big there's a big bracket under there that's bolted on with some nuts, so this thing ain't going anywhere. This little covering is because it's for a 1.5-year-old, so she won't sink through it, and that's just screwed in with 4 screws and then stapled in with a staple gun. It's really difficult to screw in a sheet to a tire, so I recommend using a hole punch through the sheet and putting the screw all the way down in there, and then using a drill, because it'll twist the hell out of it. But anyway, let's look at the connections. We just got the chains going into this D-link, and then going into a double eye hook, like I said, and then connecting to a rope. It was that easy. Let's go up in the tree and I'll show you how to do that. I don't recommend filming yourself climbing a tree with one hand, but especially when you're not on an uneven surface, so I gotta put this down. Slowly up the tree we go. Damn, man. Alright. Let me get in position here. Alright. So what we got going on is 4 D-bolt anchor rings. And this was $5 for a 4-pack. And I'll give you another tip. Go ahead and get carriage screws about 2.5 to 3 inches. I ended up getting hex screws that were like 6 inches because I wanted to really drive them into the tree. But it put so much tension on the screw that they broke off. Let me see if I can't find them. I already had a set drilled out. I must have took the angle grinder to them. Anyway, so go ahead and just connect them with 2 to 3 inch carriage bolts and just drill into the tree and hammer it in and run the rope through your D-rings, and it's all set. My fat butt can fit in there, and I'm 200 some pounds, so this chain's good for about 1,000 pounds. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions on this, let me know. I gotta get out of this tree, so take care. Hey people, I had a bunch of do-it-yourself projects coming up here, and the first is installing a motion security light. And the first step to that is I would recommend getting a book right like this here. This was, I think, 7 or 8 books at Home Depot, and it's everything you need to know about basic wiring. I mean, you can wire everything you'd need to ever do, I'm sure of that. And I just found this part here about firmware, and that's going to come in useful. I haven't even read the whole thing, but I'm telling you, this is probably all you need in $8 versus probably 100 something to have an electrician come do it. And it's really not that difficult. So like I said, I already got the light done, so I had a bunch of problems with it, and we're going to go over those, and I'll show you how to troubleshoot that. I just wanted to show you that I'd also recommend getting a book like this, because if you're going to go and survive off-grid, you're going to need a solar system, and if you don't know how to wire that up, if you don't know how to troubleshoot it, you're going to be pretty screwed. So $7-8, hard to copy book, and it'll last you a lifetime, there's no doubt, if you take care of it. Anyway, back onto this. The first thing I'm going to tell you is I had everything right to begin with, and it was the cheap Chinese shit crap manufacturing that was wrong, and I just bought the $12 one. This one is 25 bucks. We got it on sale for 20. The first thing you'll notice is we got the 180-degree motion. My first recommendation is, depending where you put it, like if you're going to put it on a garage, get the 180 degrees. That's the best. If you're going to put it, say, a corner on a patio corner or something like that, you only need the 110 or something. So make sure you don't overpay for something you don't need. But for $5 more you get 180 degrees. It's not going to kill you to put that out there. So I definitely go with this one. The $12 one that was 110 degrees was wired so crappily that it stayed on. It flashed continuously. I don't know what it was. There was just some problem in the wiring. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all the problems that I went through and how we fixed them. Anyway, this one was much better. The motion sensor was wired a lot better, and it's much more durable. As you can see, the clamps are a lot better and easier to use. So one of the problems, it's already done, so I'll show you that in a second. One of the problems is putting it in where you want it, and ideally I wanted it in the garage, but I had to put it back in the house, and the only thing we had was this 3-way switch, which is a big pain in the butt because there's another switch outside, and that was keeping it open. So what I did is I closed off the voltage or the circuit breaker and just turned this one off, and then flipped the outside one up, so when the circuit came back on, the outside one would be the one that would control it, and luckily it worked. Luckily, and it was, the whole circuit is grounded in here. At first I took this plate out and took all the wires out, and I was just going to take this whole switch out, and unfortunately that killed the circuit because they grounded in here. I was furious. I've never seen anything like that. So you could have grounded to this one, but whatever. So anyway, let's go take a look at that now. Come on, man. So that's where it's wired now, up in there, in the outdoor switch. We had a light mounted right in that crap, and I took it out, and as you can see, I did get it back on the garage, which is what I wanted. So that worked out good. So now I'll go show you some more problems. Okay, one of the reasons they flickered on and off is they can't be on the same circuit as a fluorescent bulb. I don't know why. I have a couple theories, but it doesn't matter. So all you should have to do is I unplugged the light, and it should have worked, and it didn't, because it was, like I said, it was faulty wiring. So the next thing I did is I tried to wire into that plug, some Romex wire into this plug, and then plug it in, and that didn't work. And this is really easy. I'll go ahead and show you how these work. I ended up wasting $3 on an outlet plug now. But, you just run your hot to the gold and your neutral to the silver there. Make sure you strip the wire extra thin for a little longer, because you got to run it through these grooves and out that. It's a pretty tight fit, as you can see. So like I said, I tried rerouting this whole circuit and it ended up being a piece of crap manufacturing the whole time. So there's multiple splices in the wire. That's because this project was a nightmare. I should have never doubted myself. I got this stupid light coming in off a wall from the house instead of just running it into my garage circuit. So now look, I got one splice because it wasn't long enough. Now I got two splices there. You don't want that. I'm telling you right now, it's not good. It's not killer, but it's not the best. So now we got it coming out there. As you can see, I had to splice. I originally spliced into this, and now I got wire nuts and tape on it. But anyway, that's at least 3 splices in the wire. That's going to be 3 potential faults if it ever goes out. So it's just a simple stupid mistake. I can't believe I did that. It was driving me crazy all night long. And now, let's see if I got this wired back up right. If so, that light should come on and that switch should fix the light. And my security light shouldn't be blinking because it's obviously disconnected. So let's see if I got that wired up right, and if I can go and just simply hardwire into that side of the socket instead of putting it over here. That's where they want you to put it, and already made J-box. Like, that ain't even really a J-box, it's just some kind of stupid mounting cover. So if I can't get it like that, I'm gonna have to mount it there. But anyway, let me go turn that juice on and see if I got the fixtures working. Voila, looks good to me. Let's see if the switch works. And it doesn't. Interesting. I wonder what we did now. This isn't any good. Oh, I think I know. Now I see the circuit. This is how you find out how circuits work, actually, troubleshooting. So, while we're on it here, look here. This switch is actually hardwired into that individual socket, which is strange. So now I'm just going to simply have to run some extra Romex all the way to that other socket. Let's see if I unplug this light and plug it back into that side, if that'll work. Gotta move the ladder. Alright, let's give it a test fire now. Look at that. Perfect. And now that is actually perfect, because that little socket right there, instead of putting a light switch, I can just hardwire. We're going to put the hot and the neutral into that socket there, since that'll already be ground out to the circuit. So that's what we'll do. And then that way the security light will always be hardwired into that. Let's see if there's some sockets on. No. So I'll just use my last socket there. I'll have one more. So that's a pretty basic circuit for you. It's kind of difficult to do when you didn't design it yourself, because I didn't know what he had going on in here, but hopefully that'll help you people and help you learn or not repeat my mistakes. And anyway, join me for the next part and I'll show you how to get that thing rigged up, hopefully. Okay people, as you can see, it's already mounted up. That yellow stuff is insulating foam. And like I said, it's really easy. It's 2 wires. I should have made a video on how to connect them, I guess. If you people really need to see that, then shoot me a message or something. But anyway, you can go get that metal box. I can't point to it because I'm zoomed in, but that metallic box is called a J box. That's an octagon shape. You'll have to get whichever one fits the backing of it, and that's how you mount it. There's a mounting bracket in there, and it's really easy. And there it is. I'm not going to take the whole thing down. There's a mounting bracket, and you just connect the 2 wires to the Romex, And connect that to your source. It's that easy.